You seem excited.
So, Gene, last night, it happened.
What?
No, I'm not a 54-year-old virgin anymore. No. I saw the new Spider-Man.
Oh, I don't want to hear about it, man. Spoilers.
No. I'm not gonna do it. I'm not gonna spoil it. Like, I know you probably heard that certain people are in it, right? But there are other people you probably haven't heard are in it.
I don't want to.
Seriously? You didn't even let me start to tell you.
You can't do it.
And now that we're in the live episode, this is the audio. I can't share it.
No, you can't.
But I can just say,
although
go see No Way Home.
We could
go see No Way Home.
Officially go into the YouTube spoiler verse if you want to
No. But I'll also say, stay for the end credits, because the very end credit is the ultimate tease.
Bro.
Oh my God.
So, are you getting ready for the holidays?
Yeah, man. No.
I know. I feel the same way. I don't.
Getting ready for the holidays means working harder, right?
Yeah.
And feeling bad you haven't got the lights on the house.
I haven't done that yet either.
Oh, dude. This happens every year. Like, I should not try to get the lights on the house because it causes harm to somebody I love every time. This time it was my poor mom having to go to the hospital the day I was going to put the lights on the house. And then that happens. And then we go out of town, then we come back. And now there's a monsoon hitting the city.
Right. Yeah.
Because anything to keep me from getting up on the roof, and it takes a couple of hours. I'm not Griswolding this thing.
You put lights on your roof?
Yeah.
Wow.
That's a big deal. Everybody does that.
I don't do that.
Y'all don't do that? No, we all just shoot up fireworks or something.
Yeah,
right?
well, the roof of my house
is
very, very steep. That'd probably die, but I do put them on the front of the house.
Okay, I don't want you to die. So, but all of that said, but
what's up?
So a little but.
Okay.
That's disgusting. So last week's newsletter was all about how to unwind over the holidays, and I did some research on this because I am horrible at it. Are you good at not working?
Yes.
That explains a lot. But
not working. Come on. What?
I'm good at worrying about not working.
Yeah.
I had a Post-it note on my laptop for a while that said worry and work both start the same but end very differently. And it was just, yeah. You know what?
Yeah.
For example, this is how stupid things can be. Our front door was like the latch was sticking.
Okay.
And it's been like that for 3 or 4 months.
Okay.
And today, to the point where we're like pricing out new doors, we're doing all this stuff. Today, as I'm walking out, I grabbed a screwdriver. I turned one screw just a little bit in on the deadbolt. I think it's fine. I sent a text to the family, right? I sent a text to the family. Hey, let me know if the door keeps sticking. Or I said, let me know when the door sticks on you next. Because if I say if, then they'll be like, it's still sticking. But if I say when, then they'll forget, right?
Right.
But seriously, quarter turn, one screw.
You're now a door expert.
Save $3,500 replacing front doors with one damn turn of a screw. But that's the kind of thing that I think, we wait to get these little things done. Right. And then there's some sort of a trigger. Here we go. And I think the end of the year is this crazy trigger because in our brains, when a new calendar year rolls over, we're like, I didn't do the thing.
Right. I've got to go do the things.
It's like I just went on a tirade. I apologize. But hopefully the door's not sticking.
We didn't say MFer.
Hey, actually, that's my new sign off. Did you see that comment?
No. Oh.
Somebody said, what a great sign off. Sorry for all the MFers, everybody.
Yeah.
So now it's my new sign off. I'm drinking my cup like this because there's a sticker on the bottom. Hold on. I'm going to show you.
Doing the Trump.
Oh, God, no. Ugh.
Remember how you drink?
Yeah. Just a little sip. But anyway, so I researched how to unwind over the holidays.
So
I
you
read a
researched how to
I
unwind.
researched how
I
to
think
unwind
that
because
statement explains the whole thing.
I'm the worst at it, and I will constantly find myself trying to do one of the things or trying to, hey, it's quiet. I can make big plans now. Not that that's wrong if it's what gets your jam going.
But we've talked about this before with work-life balance,
Mm-hmm.
right? And I think that's where a lot of the angst for people like in these same issues come from, which is like we're trying to find this balance between work and life. So when we're at home, we're like, I should be lifing, and like I should be relaxing or whatever. But like, I mean, for me, like when I have you say, are you good at like relaxing? For me, relaxing is, I mean, I write a blog post or I'm researching something I'm interested in, or I'm, upstairs, I'm designing a t-shirt for the gym because it's fun. Like,
Yeah.
so that's not really relaxing, I guess. I mean, I'm doing things on my computer or I'm creating things, but it's relaxing to me. Like it makes my mind, it gives me that same like, was that serotonin? What is it your brain needs? Dopamine, whatever. It gives me the same sort of
A
thing that I
massage.
need.
Yeah, I need a brain massage. No, I think what
I
you
use
just,
one of those.
you're right. We've talked about this, and what you just shared is really important. Work when you feel like working. Life when you feel like lifing. I love that you called it lifing. Like
Well,
that's a new one for me. But there is something to that, right? Like if I think the difference is worrying about email when
yes,
you're having
there you go.
family dinner,
There you
when
go.
you're having a holiday dinner and you're like, I should probably just check to make sure, that becomes a challenge. And that's one
Yeah.
of those things where if you have your phone out, right? And a lot of people have talked about this, but if you have your
Yeah.
phone out, it's kind of like saying, hey, there may be something more important than you.
That's what it's
So if
saying.
that thing comes up,
I'm going
then
this way.
I need
Yeah.
I need to deal with it. So anyway, I kind of created, I did not call it a 12 steps because I felt that would be not cool for people who are going
I
through a
don't know.
different 12-step program, which I probably should have gone through a long time ago. But this was just kind of like giving myself a kind of path
Okay.
to being chill
Okay.
for the holidays. So,
Give me the steps.
okay. So first of all, get as much done as you can before the break. Define when the break is. So
Okay.
the break
All right,
for me
cool.
is the end of day Wednesday. I have got a list of things that have been bugging me for a few months that I haven't got done that I know are taking up major headspace.
Okay.
And I've prioritized based on what's taking up the most headspace versus even what could be the most revenue or what could be the biggest profit for the company or what could be the biggest benefit for the community, which sounds horrible. But if I am going to be the best I can be for the community, then I've got to give myself this permission to recharge over the break.
Okay.
So what are the things that are taking up the most headspace for me? And so one of
Okay.
those is this idea of Bureau Insiders, right? It's this idea of EO and Vistage, but what would the Bureau do with it? I had committed to a group of really good people that I was going to move forward on this. And for the last few weeks, I've just been analysis paralysis, don't know how to move forward. And then yesterday I was like, ripcord, jumping out. Here
Okay.
we go. We're going to make it happen. So I think there's certain things that you can prioritize and say, I'm going to get this done before the break. And you know what? And here's the other thing. There's going to be a bunch of stuff you don't get done. Instead of just being bummed out about the shit you didn't get done, celebrate the stuff you did.
Right.
Right? Like focus on that. I'm so excited that I got the Bureau Insider stuff out last week. I'm so excited about the newsletter today. It's going to talk about new things we're doing. Because one of the challenges for me is knowing that 5 or 6 things that I'm going to try in the community, one of them is going to make a difference. And so if I'm really attached emotionally to one of them and it may fail, it can make it hard to push it out there because I get to live with it potentially succeeding until I put it out there. So anyway, so that first step is, just get as much done as you can before the defined break that you make, and then celebrate that you got that stuff done.
Right.
So like, do you have stuff that you're really focusing on? And I know you're kind of hemming and hawing on that one, but I think it's important because it leads into the others. Right?
Yeah, no, I absolutely have things I need to get done. Yeah, I mean, there's things that like I can't break until I get them done. Um,
Yeah.
so that's priority. But I'm not like you say. I'm not focusing on the things that I potentially won't be able to get to. Like I have to just focus on this one thing. Anything else is gravy, you know. So yeah, I like
Yeah.
that. I like reversing that and sort of celebrating versus uh, lamenting.
Well, and this is to-do list methodology. But for
Mm,
me, also, especially as we get closer to the holidays, I stop having a half dozen things on a day list. I just put one thing.
yeah, yeah,
Like this is it, right? And then there'll
right.
be there'll be secondary, like, email or whatever, like making sure you
Yeah,
keep the flow going for other people.
right, right.
If you're an inbox zero person like I am, right, it's like, oh, even if I have to defer it to some other time. But so then the second step is that stuff you didn't get done, schedule it for when you get back. Like, go
Mm,
ahead, put it in your calendar, put it in your to-do list, whatever. Don't let it drag from day to day.
right.
Like, go ahead and put that. I've got it scheduled for that week of that first week of January when we come back.
Mm,
Like, when I get done tomorrow, anything that's still on that list, which I think I'll be pretty good because I was pretty aggressive in kind of strategizing what makes sense now and what's going to be fine then. Because the other thing is, for me, the community will go on break, but there'll
right,
still be people who show up.
right.
And so even with me and Lori, it's like there's certain parts of the bureau that are manual. Like when somebody becomes a member, that's a very manual process. So another part of things that you can't turn off that you have to do depending on who you are, share that responsibility. Like,
Hmm.
so Lori is going to be checking every other day, and I'll check the days she doesn't. And
Okay.
then that way, and maybe that's not the right way to do it. I need to talk to her because thinking about it now, it means that none of us actually get multiple days off. So maybe like she could take up to Christmas and I can take up to New Year's or something like that. But we talked
Yeah.
about it yesterday where we'll each just circle once, once a day. And basically, if somebody becomes a new member, we don't want them to like pay the money and get there and sit there,
Yeah. Wait till
right?
January. Right.
Yeah. So
Mm.
anyway, that's definitely a big part is
I like
scheduling
that
that week.
because
Yeah.
it also gives you this mental, like, I don't want to say break, but you're kind of like putting it on a shelf where you're like, I've
Yeah.
I've recognized that this stuff needs to get done. I'm gonna put it here until I can get to it, and it's not like shit kind of floating around like I don't know what I've got to do with this stuff. You've at least thought through it. You put it here. It's there when I get back. You
Yeah.
know it's there. You can think about it being there when you get back, and not like
Yeah.
what all is there to do when I get back.
And it all actually, I don't want to say tricks your brain, but it
No,
gives your brain confidence that
yes,
you have taken care
good
of that
word.
thing. Because
That's what I was
what
trying to get to. The
causes
confidence.
what leaves that open loop in your brain is when you haven't
Hmm.
captured the thing and it
That's right.
doesn't want you to forget. So if you can capture it and say it's scheduled for then,
Hmm.
cool,
Yeah.
right? Um, the third one, after you do that, now you have to do this in advance. I just put it down here because it felt a little bit less than the priority. Is let clients know you're gone.
Hmm.
Let them know a couple of weeks out, hey, as of this date, we will be very slow to respond to anything, but also give them like an emergency email.
Hmm.
So this was something that we did. We've got a help at the bureau email, and nobody really uses it too much. But I think if clients have that, but it has to be a real emergency,
Right.
right? It has to
Yeah.
be an emergency as we define it, not as you
Yeah.
define it. And we would even
Right.
put that in our pre-holiday emails and
Mm.
say, this is an emergency. The site is down. This is an emergency,
Is it
right?
really?
The e-com shopping cart
Yeah.
is not
Broken.
closing.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's
Right.
broken. Like it has to be a functional
Right.
block
Right.
for it to be something, right? Now
Yeah.
there's one exception. I will tell you the story of Bubba Burgers.
Mm. I wanted to
And
hear the story.
so we had landed Bubba Burgers, which I think they're national. I'm not even sure if they're around anymore, honestly. I'm sure
No,
they
they
are.
are. They absolutely
In
are.
your grocer's freezer.
Mhm.
But part of Bubba Burger's whole thing was they're flash frozen.
Mhm.
So like they quickly go to negative infinity degrees, right? So on Christmas Eve, I get an email that I didn't know about because I wasn't checking email. But then I get a phone call, and it's from the president of Bubba Burgers. And I'm like, is the site down? So I go in, no, the site's up. I'm like, what's happening? And so anyway, I checked the message. Mad cow disease
No.
had become a national story earlier that day. And they were talking about how to be very careful over the holidays of eating beef because of mad cow disease. Now, Bubba Burgers, because of the flash frozen process, it kills anything.
Gotcha.
So even if there was mad cow disease in those burgers, the flash frozen, according to them, come at me, kills it. So they were like, we need a quick message on the homepage that says, that addresses this issue.
Right,
and the thing was, it was a flash site. There was no content management system. There was no way they could do anything.
Yeah, we're not.
So I remember we broke the no work rule for them because this was potentially a lot of lost revenue. But here's the other thing. How many people are really going to the website? I mean, I love them and I appreciate the money.
Christmas.
But do you go to the Bubba Burgers website when you're in the grocery and go, I wonder if, yeah. So maybe we shouldn't have. But you know what? We allowed it. Have you ever had a case like that where something was just
I'm having trouble remembering. I'm sure I have. Because it all just blends together after a while. Those are like the me of now would totally not answer their phone call.
I know, man. You were one of the best at just being like, hey, your emergency, not my emergency. I've seen you do it at events. I've seen you do it all over the place where you're just like, wow, I hope that works out for him. You just move on. No, dude. It's like, it is zen as
you've got
anything.
I used to not be
I'm not cussing.
I don't know how many. I mean, we talked about this before, but I don't know how many vacations I've spent 3 or 4 nights in a row, staying up till 2 in the morning, working on bullshit and waking up early to take phone calls. Like, I'm just over it, man. I mean, I will help.
Your family knows when you go to the bathroom the 4th time, they know you're doing email stuff.
Yeah, you just have to be like, hey, I'm gonna go work in the basement or whatever for a little while.
I just got to do this for a little while.
Yeah, it's fucking important. But
so anyway, let them know way in advance.
But that's the interesting story.
Remind them.
I don't have anything with mad cow.
Also, if you give them some sort of an emergency number, right? Something that's or email, and define what an emergency is. Now, you have to have a good relationship with your clients, and I've never heard of anybody losing a client because of this. Because here's the thing: they're supposed to be doing their holiday stuff too.
I know that some people are worried about doing that sort of thing. I know that for a fact because I used to be that way, but I've talked to people here at the co-work. They're worried about putting that signature on their email or setting up that auto out of office thing. They're worried about telling their clients, well, I won't be around for 3 or 4 days because they're scared their client will go, well, I'll just find someone to do it while you're out. And they're scared to lose the client. But
that's a whole nother episode.
It is, but I think this one in particular, we can say it's okay. They won't leave.
Yeah.
You'll be okay.
I mean, and even if you want to put in there the importance of recharging so that when you come back, you can do better work, whatever, like make it real to you in that relationship.
All right.
Now, and I think this next one, step 4, if you're playing at home, plan time to worry about stuff. Put in your calendar tomorrow morning at 10 a.m. I am going to worry about stuff and I am going to make a list to capture it. Right.
I've heard of the Pomodoro technique. Is this the Worry-Doro technique?
It's the Worry-Doro technique because the thing is, if you schedule time to worry, you probably won't do it. I mean, honestly, you're just going to be like,
you're going to worry about the time you're spending worrying.
For me, honestly, I have set aside time Thursday around 3:00, right? Because I'm supposed to take off on Wednesday, but Thursday is not technically the holidays. So I know my brain is going to be like, I could just do this. I could just do that. And to your point, if it's something I want to do and there's not a family thing that I'm missing, like if you have your own
Yeah.
space and you just want to do something, but also
Yeah.
don't trigger other people to work. Like make sure it
That
is something
yeah.
that is contained,
Yeah.
because if your team sees you in Slack or they see
That's
an
right.
email or
That's right.
whatever, then you're like a problem.
Yeah. You're
You don't
creating
want that.
issues.
But to that step of just schedule time to worry, right? Because again, your brain will be like, well, we're going to worry tomorrow. So, and I
Well,
know this
look,
sounds ridiculous, but it works.
I mean, write those emails, just schedule them for Monday.
Yeah, yeah.
Like you
Or
can
write them and
schedule
keep
it
them
when
in
it goes
draft
out.
mode.
Yeah, whatever you do. Like I use the
Yeah,
Google schedule thing like a fiend. Just
yeah,
do
yeah,
it, schedule it for Monday. I mean, if you can't
yeah,
resist,
yep.
don't send your people fucking emails over
Okay,
Christmas.
step 5, actually schedule your holiday activities, right? Like put them in your calendar.
Yeah.
Like tonight, we're going to have dinner with the family. Tomorrow morning,
Sure.
I need to wrap those presents before everybody wakes up because I'm a lazy bastard and I haven't done it yet. Right. But go ahead, like fill your to do list like you normally
Yeah.
would, but make it with family stuff, make
Yeah.
it
Yeah.
with holiday stuff, make it
Mhm.
with, this morning I'm going to sleep in until 10. I put it in the calendar,
Yeah. Why not?
right? Like whatever. If you're into certain types of, like if you're a runner or maybe you love chess or whatever it is, like whatever your thing is, or I'm going to, what, today I've put down 4 hours to binge watch Ted Lasso because I'm sick of everybody talking about it. Speaking of which, the new Spider-Man movie. Okay, moving on. So, schedule those holiday activities,
Yeah.
schedule them, make that your new job for the time, right? I think that's kind of important. And then if you're going to worry about something, worry that, you're not going to have room for that second helping of whatever horrible dessert somebody brought over. I
Yeah.
don't know. 6, take time to just think about the year. This is one thing I do. So every year I get a new journal in January. And I know not everybody journals, but you could do it a lot of different ways. Actually go back and read. Like I won't read the whole thing because I journal every day and it's like 5 or 6 pages, but I'll just go back through and skim it and remember
Wow.
different things from the year.
Yeah.
And the thing that's amazing to me about it is it reminds me of like when I was really down, like I may find a section where something was really wrong.
Right.
And I can go, wow, I really recovered from that.
Yeah.
Or maybe there's something amazing that happened and I'm like, wow, this year wasn't so bad. But I think taking the time to just kind of go back and reflect is pretty cool.
Yeah, I dig that. I dig that. Hopefully you do that more than once a year.
Yeah, I mean, I don't really with the journal. It's become kind of a thing for me. Like,
okay,
right after Christmas, like on the 26th, that's normally when I'll kind of go in and look at it. But then, right, you're going to have gaps. So step 7, fill gaps over the downtime with personal stuff.
Yeah,
go for a walk, see a movie, read a book, go see Spider-Man because you need to.
Fucking
you need
stop
to,
it.
Gene. I can't stop it. I'm so excited. So anyway, yeah, step 7, we have those gaps. Just fill it with something that you want to do personally. You know what? Transitioning your PS4 to your PS5. That's on my list. Got to bring that stuff over. That's pretty cool.
Just like Spider-Man.
Backing up all of your family's phones for the new phones that are coming in, right? Figuring out how to download a draft on TikTok for your daughter who has 900 of them and they don't transition over and you don't want it to be a manual process. So yeah, step 8, phone a friend who's struggling with not working.
That's a good one. Or just,
right?
I mean, the holidays are a great time to reach out to someone who you haven't spoken to in a long time.
I think that's so true, right? And there's a lot. Go ahead.
I was going to say
it's what podcasting is. We don't interrupt each other.
No, it's a good time.
Because I want to hear what you have to say.
And sometimes I'm done.
Seriously.
Goodbye.
No, come on. Don't end our relationship like that.
No, I mean, you could reach out to that. I mean, like I've got a couple friends I haven't spoken to in probably 3 or 4 years. Just it happens, man. People get busy, you fall out of sync with each other, and it's that time to do that. And you might not be able to go visit them or something. Phone call's great.
Another way to do that is, just cut and paste a text that says,
"Oh man, yeah,
hey, just been a long time, was thinking about you. I hope you're having a
Yeah.
good holiday.
Yeah, yeah.
And just scroll through your old texts. And when you see a name that makes you smile,
Boom.
send it to them,
Yeah.
right? And let that start to fill some of the gap, is like remembering people that have just fallen off your world,
It
but
happens.
you absolutely loved.
Mhm.
I think that's really important. But the phone a friend one, step 8, who's struggling, not working, commit
Yeah.
to not working together. That's like a gym thing, right? That's
Mhm.
like when you sign up for the gym with a friend and you
Mhm.
don't want to let the friend down.
That's right.
So checking in with each other and just making sure you're not working,
Yeah.
right?
Yeah, hey, I mean, it's important.
Or if you are working, hey, share with me what you're working on. What is it
Yeah.
that got you excited? You know, um, number 9, like I mentioned, knock out some of those home improvement
Turn
projects,
turn that screw quarter
right?
inch.
Or whatever it might be, or passion project, right?
Yeah,
But
yeah.
yeah, quarter inch turn, dude.
That's all it
Literally
takes.
took longer to find the screwdriver than it did to turn the screw.
Sometimes that's all it takes.
Let's see what happens next.
Hey.
Step 10, I think, is super important. And that's just take a tech detox. Like when
Mm.
if like for me and Lori, I know the days she's going to be covering, which means checking in once just to see. The only thing that's going to be qualified for work is a new member, right?
Right,
New
right.
member comes in and just saying, hey, we're kind of out for the holidays. We want to go ahead and get you in Slack and say welcome. We'll be back in touch on January 3rd. So like outside of that, like when you know you've got a few days,
It feels
turn
good.
shit off.
Yeah.
Turn shit off. And the other thing that's amazing about that is how slow a day actually takes. 24 hours is a long time, especially if you're up that whole time. That would be ridiculous. So let's just say, right, 14 hours is a long time.
Yeah, I'll give
16
it.
hours is a long time.
Yeah.
And if you fill it with reading or hanging out with loved ones or whatever instead of
Mhm.
technology, does the PS5 count? I guess it does. It
Yeah.
maybe just disconnect from the internet,
It depends on the game.
which that would be connected to. But no, but seriously, like do a mini
Go
tech
outside.
detox,
Mhm.
you know?
Or just I mean, you're talking about, like, PS5 or whatever. I mean, when you a lot of times when you say detox from technology or whatever, you really mean, like, social media detox.
I
Like
mean,
like,
anything
unplug
that's,
from news, from Facebook, from
yeah,
Instaface, like, just unplug from that stuff.
anything that pulls you into the internet,
Yeah.
anything that pulls your brain out of the reality you're in right now, that pulls you out of your present location and present
Yeah.
space,
Yep.
um, into a world that somebody else is controlling,
Mhm.
right? Like, I know this is kind of weird, but like for me, getting the PS5 set up, I know that I'm going to get back to playing Resident Evil Villages with my daughters. And that to me doesn't feel
Mm.
like a necessary tech detox. I'm sure
We
they're like psychologists would say, actually,
Yeah,
but
whatever.
for
You're doing
me,
something with your family, though.
yeah, family that plays together, stays together. You know,
It's
this
valuable.
is like we've always played games together.
Mhm.
So it wouldn't be like that for me, but it would be like putting my phone somewhere where I'm not going to see it and
Right.
making sure, like, I don't do alerts to my watch anyway, but making sure. And also at the same time, I'm doing the tech detox, not getting upset with my family who's not, right? Like,
Oh,
make
right.
sure that you're
Right.
not expecting other people to do that.
Yeah, yeah, yeah.
Um, but just like you did with your clients, I think it's important for you to let certain family members know, right? Like I'll let my siblings know and my mom know, hey, over the next 2 days, I am not going to be online, but
Yeah.
mom, I'll come see you in person, right? But I think that's just as important so they don't worry what's going on,
Yeah, why didn't you
right? Why haven't
respond?
I heard?
Yeah.
Because there are no autoresponders for texts that allow you to say, I'm taking 2 days off, right?
There should be.
Yeah. Um, we're almost there, Gene. We're on step 11.
I'm on pins and
Step
needles.
11, hang out with people you love or family. You know, it's either of those two
I like
is
the needles.
fine. Yeah.
Yeah.
I, I did put it that way and then I put kidding, I kid.
Yeah.
Um, but no, I think it's important. For example, like I would gladly spend some time with you over the holiday, right?
Oh.
Like you're one of those people in my life that I
Yep.
feel like I can share anything with. I've got a
Mhm.
handful of those people. Um, but
Yeah.
also my family, right? Like we've been through a lot this year. A lot of people have been through a lot. And I think it's important to spend that time playing board games, right?
Yeah.
Doing
Whatever it is.
whatever that just helps you
Yep.
laugh. Like,
Whatever it is your family does.
yeah. So
Yeah, that's important. Damn. Yeah, that's a deep cut.
and then number 12, you earn this.
Yeah.
It's only 2 weeks. Or for me, it's only a week and a
Week.
half, right? Or for some people, it's only a week. Or for some people, it's just Christmas Eve. And
Yeah.
then because it falls Saturday, right? Christmas falls on a Saturday and it's New Year's Eve. So for some people, it's just a couple of segments. But even then, the rest of their world's going to get really quiet.
Yeah.
So I think it's just important to realize you fucking earn this. You deserve
Enjoy
this. Yeah. And don't feel bad for being human and needing to recharge.
Everybody needs a break, man. And I think we need to get comfortable with saying, "Hey, I need a break. Like I need some time away from this crap." It's okay.
Well, totally. And you know, this was one of the big things at Owner Camp in Palm Springs was just this concept that as owners of web shops, we are doing so much to try to protect the mental health of the team, but we're not taking our own medicine. This is a perfect opportunity when the whole world is going to get quiet for you to give yourself permission not to worry, not to work, but just to kind of recharge. And to your point, Gene, I think you made a huge point at the beginning. Maybe it's writing. Maybe it's writing something that will later be a blog post. Maybe it's something that you have not had the time to get out, and you know what? You needed a full day or several days or whatever. Maybe it's, as silly as it sounds for me, one of the things I've been excited about over the break, and this may sound like being a hypocrite to some people, I'm kind of excited about doing some projections. Like, if we do this, what would that look like in 2022? Right. Because you know what? That's just going to make future Carl really happy that current Carl did something like that. Again, not in place of being present with my family, but when my family decides, the girls decide, hey, we're going to go see our friends and have a Christmas with them. And my wife's like, I'm just going to lay down. This was exhausting. Yep. And I'm just sitting out there with the dogs.
Yep. Trying to find something.
You know what?
Spin your brain on.
I may open a Google sheet and start just popping in some numbers, but totally that will be something that's fun and relaxing for me. Not something like, I don't know. I think I don't really do work.
Well, there you go.
Can we edit that out where I was struggling to think about what the thing was that I do? I think that would
do every day. Good. I'm gonna do that.
I'm gonna stop doing the thing I should be doing that I don't do anyway.
Well, there you go.
Yeah, there you go. It's probably the 100+ emails a day. That's probably the thing.
Most of it.
Now I'm being defensive against myself. This is the thing not to do. Damn it. Can we postpone the holidays? I need time to regroup.
Yeah. That's a really good list, man.
Yeah. We heard back from a lot of people. A lot of people said they shared it with their team. And I think that's important. As an owner, if you have not necessarily this list, but just a way to share with your team, this is why it's important. These are the things to do for yourself. I think that sends a really great message, but then also you got to believe it. Yeah. And you got to do it too.
Man, good stuff.
All right, brother. Happy holidays. Are we releasing this on Friday, which would be Christmas Eve? Okay.
What do you want to do?
I say we just put it out there.
I mean, for all those people whose downtime is spent with us on our show.
Yeah.
All
get
me
a
and
life.
You of them. This is me and you watching.
There you go. All right, everybody. Happy holidays. Gene, love and respect, my friend.
You too, man.
Namaste, or whatever that is.
Namaste.
And we'll see you on the other side.
Happy stuff.